The band that's always in your head, fronted by a very feral man. Let's get Manic on the Bird app together, shall we? Welcome to A Run Does Music, where today we're checking out the second studio album from one of my favorite bands of all time, Waterparks, called Entertainment. This album is one of my favorites, placing very high in my top 10s constantly every week and a half when I find a new album that I get highly obsessed with and I have to make a new top 100 albums. And it's no secret that I'm an absolute slut for this band and pretty much anything they do. You should have seen me back when Fandom first released. I was live tweeting, I was buying Sunny D by the gallon because orange on the front cover. It was a mess. I was a mess. I still am a mess. Honestly, I go as far to say with confidence that this is my favorite album by them. Oddly enough, I've wanted to do this review for a very long time, and even going so far as doing a single review back for the lead single Blonde way back in the day. I'm talking back when I was sat down in a room with bad quality camera. I finally got, this is the same song I was 20 right here. This is good quality. I'm moving up in the world with about the same amount of subscribers, so I'm really not. But I never really had the confidence to sit down with this album and do it in an unbiased and critical way because it's a very good album. There's no denying it's a very good album, but I didn't know how to do the review without discussing about it and saying, oh my god, this album is so good, until I made a post on Facebook and I was like, hey, here's a review I just posted, but first 3 people who comment, you get free commissions. And somebody said, hey, do an album that means a lot to you. So I was like, this one. So let's get into it. I want to start off this review by talking about 2 very similar yet very different songs, being We Need to Talk and Lucky People. Both are 2 sides of one coin filled with optimism and nihilism respectively. We Need to Talk is about noticing the questionable aspects of a relationship and picking up what you thought were good things and experiences, and they're starting to turn sour. They're starting to turn bad, and you're not quite sure what to do. Lead singer Austin Knight states this plain and simple with the following lines in the song. I really thought you were my 4-leaf clover. I really thought I was lucky. Fuck me. Combine that with inquiries about other worrisome aspects within the relationship, like needing space in a figurative manner when there's already literal states in between you. And it's a song that feels like it's all about longing, feeling over and done with the situation. And it's just beautifully written, and it comes across in a very honest way. I just noticed, is the camera zooming in and out with me, or is this just how cameras work now? And it seems like it's following me and zooming in on me. It's Kubrick stare style. I don't like that. Thanks, technology. Very scary. Combined with the way it's written with just mentions of how he's experienced so many first times with the other person, and it's beautifully sad as well as it is beautiful. On the other side of this coin, we get the decidedly more somber sounding and acoustic guitar driven Lucky People, sounding like it's sad at first listen until you dive into the lyrics and the overall vibe, and it turns out it's pretty much just a pure love song. It's filled with childlike senses of happiness that you can have thanks to a lover. And there's a lot of references and callbacks in the lyrics, such as referring to the subject of the song, Austin Knight's at the time girlfriend, Clara. So Clara or Ciara? It's Ciara, I can't read. Some allusions to her being things like a yellow lovely, that being the reason behind that little allusion, that little hint there, being that she played the Yellow Power Ranger. Lucky People is a dreamy track that shows an immense vulnerability and sounds fantastic to boot, with the brutally honest and thoughtful lyrics. But this moody love song turns into a beyond sad venture, given the later outcome of what happened between Austin and Ciara. Kind of leaning into some similar yet wildly different vibes is the very pissed off, very angsty fuck you anthem called Tantrum. This song only halts its momentum for the digital voice that brings the song in and helps it see its way out. And it's one of the few times in the entire discography of the band where you'll see Austin start to damn near scream, if this isn't already considered just pure screaming. I know it's a very weird term to kind of just decide when at what point is it rough vocals or screaming vocals or whatever, but this is the most pissed off Austin has been up until this point in the career. I'm talking, this is beyond just the introduction where I talked about Let's Get Feral. This is Austin being fucking animalistic. And this is of course accompanied by equally explosive instrumental work from bandmates Jeff and Otto. Lyrically, this is as much a fuck you track as it is one that's close to an emotional outburst in the best kind of ways. Whether it's general frustration towards the music industry and its many unfortunate byproducts, or more of the always messy personal life of his, the song is an anger to a T for Tantrum, and gets the job done in under 3 minutes. There's so many different things to enjoy about this album, but I think my favorite part is that the bulk of this album is just an overall improvement on the formula that's been previously discussed, talked about, and just improved upon from release to release. Their previous album, Double Dare, laid the foundation for things, and you could argue that all the songs on here are spiritual successors to tracks from Double Dare, but don't confuse that for being that oh, this is just them doing the same thing they did in the last album. This isn't good. No, when I say that this is improvements and this is better versions of that, I truly mean it. 1111 kind of plays off the feelings of Royal, or there's other possible connections, but that's not to say it's a straight up copy and paste effort. 1111 and Royal may sound the same, may have some kind of similar elements, but it's two very different songs with almost very different stories being told as well. As different as they are, they cover the same vibe, if that makes sense. Not one song is done with laziness in mind, and it's all a focused effort and polished work coming out of these three's heads to create these songs. I struggle to find something negative or something bad to say because I always like to keep reviews balanced in a way that's like, okay, I don't want to sound like I'm praising this album too much, but honestly, I couldn't find a bad thing to say about it. Everything is done well. It's an improvement upon the Double Dare formula, like I said. It's representative of future work in fandom and greatest hits in different ways. It's brutally honest while not being overly just a memoir of sorts. And even the track list itself, you look at it first and you're like, okay, that's a tiny track list. I don't know about that. 13 or 14 would be better. No, this album only needs this set of tracks and this order at this length to get its job done. Any more, it would have been too stretched out. Any less, and you would have been missing parts of the story. The length of this album is at a perfect point. There's enough stories being told and unique instrumental points to maintain the individual aspect of every song on the LP. Whether it's the pure pop-punk music that is present in full, loud, blazing colors at this point in the discography, or the more eclectic moments and additions such as in We Need to Talk and Cry Baby, this is Waterparks at their very best. While every release sees constant upwards effort upon putting the overall sound of the band and making it different in every album in different ways, I will say with confidence that out of the 4 albums and 3 EPs, this is the ultimate experience for the trio and the ultimate Waterparks album. For that reason and the reasons I've listed above, Entertainment by Waterparks gets a 9 out of 10. And that's a review. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. Do you agree with what I said? Do you hate Waterparks? Do you love Waterparks? You want to fist fight Austin Knight at Denny's parking lot? Let me know down in the comments. Tell me what your favorite song is. Have a good day. Stay hydrated. I'll see you next time.